Let's go!
I was checking out the scout report, and I don't see nothing but bums. You and your whole entire world know that I am the one to run. You and your squad ain't got nothing for me.
Hey.
Your organization is looking stressed.
What?
And now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we live with your boy Coach G. Yeah, we live with your boy Monty.
You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed. And now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
This is the Rewind, episode 61. All grace to the good Lord. 61. Damn, that's an amazing accomplishment itself. Anyway, welcome into another episode. Getting ready to kick things off tonight. All hell will officially break loose. And no, I do not apologize in advance for the stupidity that is going to come out of Bryant's mouth tonight. You have been warned. But if you haven't, subscribe to our YouTube channel at @3one_GSC3, as well as follow us on all of our social media platforms at @3one_GSC3. All of our platforms are continuously growing daily. So that all is a credit to you, the people, for loving us, liking us, and supporting us on this journey. And I just want to say that I am a man of my word, because last week I did say for Autism Awareness Month that next week's episode I will wear autism shirt along with my ribbon, and that I did because this past Sunday at St. Matthew AME Church, where I'm a proud member, led by our captain and president, Reverend Melvin E. Wilson. It was Autism Awareness Sunday, so it was just a great service filled with those and speaking the importance of autism awareness. As you guys know, my nephew Lexington has autism, but is also a part of the St. Matthew family, along with his mom, Lauren, who does a magnificent job of trying to do her part, to learn more, to do more with all the struggles and the challenges that autism may cause. And Reverend Wilson led the way with a great, great speech that autism is not parents' faults. It's not the kids' fault. It's just how things happen genetically. So for those that have autism or are struggling with autism, be nice to other people. One of the sermon points that Reverend Wilson led with on Sunday was autism is an opportunity for God to display God's power. Now, I know some folks may not be religious and holy and all that stuff here, but we do things a little different here, especially with the captain of the ship, myself, holding the fort down and having the opportunity in terms of creative to get a little creative. So anytime I have the opportunity to shine the light on certain things, I will do that. Fast forward, one of our guests tonight has an amazing event coming up in next month, May 17th, Mental Health Awareness, led by the Newark Fire Union. This is a yearly event that takes place every year that parents, children, people that have autism are always invited to come out for a walk that starts in Branchbrook Park in Newark, New Jersey. And it's all for a great cause. So for those of you that are living in New Jersey or know someone in New Jersey or anyway that has autism or supports autism or mental health awareness, this is a perfect opportunity to come out, network, rub some elbows, spread mental health awareness. Because if you guys know me, that most of you do, you know the mental headaches that I've had to put up with for 60 episodes with Bryant here. I'm doing the best that I can to continue to improve and grow, but mental health is a big thing, and we'll talk about a little bit of that tonight's episode, which I look forward to with our two guests. Fast forward, I want to say thank you to my brother Law, Planet 112. You guys don't know, who had his concert on Friday night in New York. And if you didn't know, Law is from Brooklyn, very, very known in the music industry, has a lot of friends. And he was open enough to invite me, because if you remember when he was on the podcast, when he was on the show, probably a few months ago with DJ Ice, he extended the invitation to me. And you know me, my actions will always align my words. And I gave my word on the platform of that episode that I would be there, and I did. So he opened doors for me and my people, brought my mom, brought my brother Sean. They had a great time at the cutting room. Law tore the place down, as you always do. Great reception, great feedback. Shout out to Ren as well, who was the orchestra on the seating and making sure we were taken care of from start to finish. So you have to give people their flowers while they're here. Shout out to my CQ fam. CQ is a worldwide global movement. There's CQ folks in each state in the country. That is just how crazy the captain of the CQ ship, D Nice, is pretty much cultivated from 2020. So always a good time to spread love with my peoples. But more importantly, it's always good to give people their flowers while they're here. And Law was just of that for me, coming on, pouring into my cup, motivated me, inspiring me, uplifting me, helping me. And I had to return a favor at his beautiful concert on Friday night. So thank you, Law, for all you do. Thank you for the continuous work that you display and show. And I look forward to your next event, because if the Lord gives me the opportunity, I will definitely be there. And I will tell as many people as I can to support you as well. So thank you, brother, for all you do and have done for me, because we know that the journey of our relationship will continue to grow as I grow, as we grow. And, you know, it is the Rewind 61. And I'm blessed to be able to do this, because it's not easy. But at the end of the day, it's a consistent deal that I've made with the Lord. So same place, same time, same platform, week in and week out. And I look forward to tonight's episode, because these two individuals, not also has one of them been graceful enough to be a part of my upbringing, be a part of my journey, has poured into me, etc. He's also someone that I admire, I truly look up to and respect for the work he does, also for the city of Newark, but more importantly for his lovely foundation, which he will have the opportunity to tell you guys about tonight. And just know he'll tell you that my actions align with my words, because he had an amazing event early in the summer. I had committed to doing this actually 2 years ago. 3 years ago, because I lived in Rhode Island at the time. It didn't work out, because clearly I lived in Rhode Island at the time. And I gave him my word that I would be at the next year's event, and God knows I was there. So we'll talk about that. But let's get our co-host in here. BG Bryant Garvin, who I'm sure is the happiest man on the face of the earth, with the news of his Chicago Bulls announcing that they are parting ways with former Bulls head coach who's been there for 6 years, Billy Donovan. So it's a good day if you're a Chicago Bulls fan, but the search for the next Bulls head coach is still underway as we speak. So we'll see what the Bulls will do in terms of who their replacement will be going into the next NBA season. But Bryant, you got to be happy. Welcome in with the news of the Bulls moving on from Coach Donovan.
I'm happy with it. 6 years is too long. He should have been fired 3 years ago. I said it 3 years ago before we even had the show, because he was annoying me about the stuff that he was doing overall. And it's consistently has been the same for 6 years. So what took them so long, I don't know. But the next head coach, maybe, whatever it may be. But if you see this picture that's up here right now, and I'm going to make this short and sweet, and you didn't know where this was coming from. I flew into Texas today. I really did. I'm over at my cousin's house. And this picture here shows the rental car companies that I rented a car from. Do you know they canceled my car today? Because I didn't allow them to scam me, and I threatened to sue them. These rental car companies right here, scams. If you rent a car, I'm telling you, I can't give you the whole story because we'd be here all night. But I had to deal with these companies for 2 hours today because of a whole bunch of stuff that they tried to scam me. I rented a car. The car cost $266.
Okay.
I have insurance. I'm covered twice with my own insurance and my credit card insurance. Do you know they tried to charge me $450 extra for insurance?
Is that right?
Yes. The whole bill is going to come up to $650 for a rental car for six days.
Oh, no.
For insurance. Insurance. Insurance that I already have twice. Insurance. So I talked to a young brother earlier today that drove me back to the airport, and he said himself, I think his name's Chris, he told me himself he's been trying to tell people that come in here by the dozens, 300 or 400 people, do not rent from these companies because people are continuously getting scammed every single day around the clock. So enough is enough. I had to put this out there.
Well, I'm looking at the picture right now. That doesn't look like a place I would rent a car from myself. Are you crazy?
Oh, but that's the outside. The inside is
Okay.
legit. But here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. When you rent cars from here, they walk inside. They put you in little booths so you can't hear nobody cursing and going off like you fucking Superman. And you'll come out as Clark Kent by the time you're done, or vice versa. And so I went in, and it was this young lady. She sounded like she's from freaking Singapore. I don't know what the hell she was. They had this automated thing, and she was saying they're sitting there typing, and they're just trying to come up with something to charge you even more. More money, more money. It's the biggest scam going. So I learned my lesson. I said, all right, cancel it. I went back to Hertz and got a nice car for half the fraction of the $600.
I would have just done that in the first place instead of trust some place like that.
But see, it came up on Expedia.
Okay.
This is what I got it from. So be careful what you do on Expedia. I went to Hotwire. I'm not doing anything else on Expedia. I'm done with it. I had enough of that Mets, whatever, Spires, or whatever freaking companies they got going on. They can kiss my derriere. And see, I told you, I'm being nice. I'm being very nice today. Because if that lady, because if that I spent my anger, I already got a headache.
I've never seen you nice.
Oh, yeah, yes, you have. I'm being nice now. Don't piss me off. Because if she was in front of me, I think I would have choked the shit out of her. I really would have. She looked at me like she was scared if she's in Singapore or guacamole or wherever the fuck she is, talking all that other nonsense. So basically, I brought it down. I was very nice. And I went to the outside and I told that guy, I was like, you know what's going on. And he was very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I called it the day. But that's my rant for this morning. Or actually this evening.
Morning,
evening. You see how pissed off I am? I think it's in the morning.
The people of America, this is what a unhappy, triggered 55-year-old man looks like.
Yeah, grumpy old ass man.
Exhibit A.
Yes.
He's grumpy just like his Chicago Bears. Let's Well, in other news, we do have one of Bryant's former players that will be joining us right now. And just how the way things work. He's excited for tonight. He is I'm not sure how he will react to what he just heard, but this is his first opportunity, I should say, to be on a platform like this. So he's excited, and I know he's got a lot to talk about, and him and Bryant are rivals in the division, so it just makes it that much more better on tonight's episode of The Rewind. But by the name of Naazir Jackson Sr., a Newark firefighter, a community leader, youth advocate, committed to service and mentorship, a former All-State and All-County football player from Newark Eastside High School. He went on to compete at the collegiate level. He now serves as a Newark firefighter and second vice president of the Newark Fire Union. Naazir is also the founder of Rising Star Sports and Dance Academy and Jay's House, supporting youth development and providing housing for individuals facing mental health challenges through initiatives like the Mental Health Awareness Walk that's coming up, which I just talked about, Fire Explorers Becoming Him and Teen Her, led by his wife, Charisma. He continues to make a lasting impact, a devoted husband and father of 4. He is dedicated to building a stronger community in Newark and beyond. Welcoming into episode 61. He doesn't need an ovation. He doesn't need an introduction, but it's the great Naazir Jackson joining us here on The Rewind. Naz, good to see you, Black King. I love the Lions gear. You're prepared for the draft tomorrow night. That's what I like to see. How are you?
I'm good, man. That was a great introduction, my man. Jesus Christ, you make me sound like a rock star over here, man.
Yeah, that shirt is not going to help tomorrow. I had to tell you that.
Hey,
not
my
man,
help. You know, you still didn't beat us last year, right?
But that's okay. We went further. I don't care. But you could have beat us 10 times. And still, who went further?
You went one game more. What are you talking about here,
one game more is further than you.
Christ, bro.
As we went one game further. We stole your coach. We stole your staff, and then now you got the head coach over there.
Scheme.
And then stole the scheme, and then now you got the head coach over there calling plays because he don't know what else the hell to do.
My man, so all the stuff that you proud of, you had to come and get better over here.
Hey,
That's
it's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the beast. And here's the funny part. Here's the funny part. We took all of that, and if we go to the Super Bowl, we would do something that you guys can never do.
My man, the last time y'all went to the Super Bowl, you was in high school. You're 55 years old. It shouldn't even count.
But that's okay. But that's okay. We would do something that you could not do with that staff.
Yo, you shouldn't even be talking about Super Bowl.
1985.
Neither one of us should be talking about Super Bowl.
What
are we talking about here?
I can talk. We won one, and at least we went to one.
No.
You didn't go in. You shouldn't say. You shouldn't say Super Bowl nothing at all.
I didn't say nothing about the Super Bowl. You did. I'm telling you, you got to join me.
No, I don't. No, the hell I don't.
You're just as terrible. What are you talking about?
Hold on. I watched the Bears win a Super Bowl with my own eyes. What have you seen? What have you seen Detroit do?
Wait.
I don't know this person here. You sound like a Cowboys fan over here, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
The hell about it. That's our producer. That's him.
Yo,
We've been on all of him.
Do you understand that you talking about freaking what? That's 1984, my man. Like, what are we talking about? 85.
Hey,
the great Walter Payton was playing in that game. What are we talking about?
Nas. He saw Rex Grossman throw a pick 6 in 2006. Also,
that's all right. Make America great again.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Oh no!
What are you doing over here?
That's it. Tonight's episode has been brought to you by, and we'll see you guys same place, same time next week. Yeah. Tonight we are officially signing off. So see you guys.
What was that, bro?
Let's get our second guest in here by the name of Coach, due to respect. Coach Henry Burris, TU's in the house, a former professional quarterback and former NFL and NCAA coach, most recently as the offensive coordinator at Florida A&M FAMU, for those who don't know, in Florida, whose career spans over 2 decades, 20 years total, including 18 standout seasons in the CFL and time in the NFL with Bryant's Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. A 3-time Grey Cup champion and 2-time CFL Most Outstanding Player, Burris ranks 3rd all-time in CFL history in passing yards, touchdowns, and completions. He was named Grey Cup MVP twice and earned Canadian Football Hall of Fame honors in his first year of eligibility, solidifying his legacy as one of the all-time league greats. Following his playing career, Burris transitioned into broadcasting and coaching, working with CTV Morning Live and TSN before joining the Chicago Bears through the Bill Walsh Diversity Coaching Fellowship. He continued with Jacksonville and the LA Rams before the final 2 years with Florida A&M. He's known for his leadership, humility, and passion for giving back. Burris continues to inspire through mentorship, sharing lessons on resilience, accountability, and success. A devoted husband and father of 2, he remains committed to developing the next generation both on and off the field. So it's my pleasure, my honor, and privilege to introduce CFL's legend and, of course, FAMU, TU, the Chicago Bears. It's Coach Henry Burris in the house, episode 61. Coach, I won't call you Henry and I won't call you Mr. Burris, but I'll call you Coach Burris. Welcome into Rewind. How are you, sir?
Hey, Broad Street Bullies, we're in the house, big man. Thanks for having me.
Jeez Louise, man.
Oh, my God.
You're not going to win today. You're not going to win today.
Don't worry, Nas. I got you covered. I got you covered.
I thought you and I was all right, man.
Clearly not. Clearly not. Clearly not.
Over here talking that bull crap.
Hey, look, he played for the Bears. Only thing Detroit is winning is in crime. That's about it.
Oh God! Did you just speak about
crime is down in Detroit?
You talking about Chicago?
Hey, that's all hype. That's all media hype. I don't want to hear about that. That's all hype. No. Except for the video I sent Monty the other day. I was scared to go back home for that one little alleyway shooting.
Hey, look, if we were to do a poll right now, and we say, well, which city has more crime? Is it Detroit or Chicago? I would bet everything it will be Chicago and then Detroit.
No,
100%.
they're equal.
100%.
Did you see downtown? Nas no, because he owns a property in Detroit.
Yo, you understand when we go to Detroit, it's nice there. What are you talking
about?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you understand the surrounding area. You could go there and buy a house.
It's nice.
It's gorgeous, but you could go buy a house for $10. Tell me you can't.
What?
Yes, you can. You go buy a house for $10.
Yo, this guy,
they got houses for the market right now for $1,000.
They probably giving them away for free in Chicago. What are you talking about?
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Who the hell is Chicago?
They would get. Hey, Nas, in Chicago, they get burglarized and taken over. Like in Beverly Hills Cop. How do you steal a house? How do you steal a house?
The squatters kicking the homeowners out.
Henry, you see this? Now you know how Chicago.
No, because he was in Chicago. He knows.
He's there.
And he was in Green Bay. So he's traveled to Detroit, and he knows the difference between Chicago and Detroit.
Tell it, Henry. Tell it.
Hey, come on, Coach. Tell us, Coach.
Monty, when you mentioned that question about crime, I do have to say it's pretty even.
Oh,
I do have to say it's pretty even because I mean, when you go to Chicago, you got the South Side and the West Side.
You sound like a politician.
Now, outside of downtown, Detroit gets wicked outside of downtown. There's so many areas in Detroit, but you gotta understand. Like
Coach,
Detroit, corporate wise,
Coach, man,
you got to go out by the hills. Like you got to go out by the hills to enjoy the corporate side. Chicago is everywhere. It's everywhere.
So you mean tell me that there's still some Beverly Hills Cop going on in Detroit right now?
Oh yeah.
Do you understand that they say
Sorry about
Chicago
that,
invented drill rap, right? Didn't the young boy say that? They got these people killing everybody over there. You want to talk about Detroit?
Nas, how many stowaways you had hiding in your house?
I mean, if you don't get out of here with that crap, man.
All right, let's allow business to pick up, and that's starting off with tomorrow's night of the NFL draft. Of course, that we know that these three gentlemen, including myself, have some idea, but we have a professional here who's been in the war room. We have someone who desperately needs to turn their season around going into next year. But we know that the number one pick will belong to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders, after finishing last season at 3-14, we know the number one pick will be 6'5" quarterback from Indiana, Fernando Mendoza, who was the Heisman this year and rightfully so a national champion under Coach Cignetti. But I want to put Nas on the hot seat first because he is a Detroit Lions fan, and his season started off great, and it ended in turmoil, just like the crime in Chicago. Lions have the 17th pick in the first round, finishing 9-8, last in the division in the NFC North, something that I haven't said in quite a while, last in the NFC North. Going 4-7 after the bye week. They started off the season, if you don't know, they were red hot at 5-2. We know they had some key injuries with tight end Sam Laporta, but we know, Nas, that the Lions can use some help on the offensive line side. We know they need a running back with the departure of David Montgomery. The defense could also tighten up a bit. So where do the Lions go with this 17 pick? Where would you like to see them go to help them improve going into next season?
All right, so there's like three places. I think they should adjust the offensive line, of course, right? So we're going with the 17th pick. I hope they don't trade up, though, because we don't even have a third-round pick right now because we spent 3 third-round picks on the wide receiver, Tesla. I don't even want to get on that, but I think we should go offensive tackle. They got the kid from Alabama. I think his name is Proctor. And then the other tackle, Blake Miller from Clemson. But the other kid, there's another kid, Monroe Freeland, I think his name is, from Georgia. They don't have him ranked as high, but the film that I watched, that kid is good. That kid is good. But we also could go edge rusher as well. We go with the kid Zion Young from Missouri. I like his explosiveness off the edge. We don't need a running back. we need defense. We need somebody on the other side of Hutchinson. We need to fill that gap that what's the kid, the linebacker, 34. What is this kid with the blonde hair? I can't remember his name. I'm catching a blank, but that we got to fill that spot.
Anzalone.
So we get, we have to fill two safeties that's hurt. We don't know if they're coming back. We don't know what's going on with Brian Branch, if he's gonna be back. He tore his Achilles. So we got to address that defense. The running back position shouldn't even be on the table. I mean, I would love to get the kid from Penn State. He's like Montgomery 2.0, but we need defense. We got enough offense. We can score some points. We need some defense.
All right. Yeah, you need an offensive coordinator that can call some plays too, because I don't want to see Dan Campbell with this ever again. I don't want to see that.
I do think that the kid the guy from Arizona, dealing from what he had from last year, he did pretty well. The thing that I like about him is he run the ball. The problem with Dan Campbell, he had Jahmyr Gibbs, and he saw this cute little toy, and he just kept giving him the ball, and we lost our identity, right? Like running Monty and having that balance, it actually preserved our defense, right? That's how we won the year before. We went 15-2 by both of them having even carries.
Right, 1A, 1B.
Once you went away from that, it was ball game. I'm screaming at the damn TV every week. There's no way this kid Montgomery, he rushes for 152 yards against Baltimore, and then you give him 5 carries the next game. That's horrible coaching. That's horrible. That's really bad, horrible. Right? Yep. Like so, and I know Jahmyr Gibbs is the kid. In my opinion, he's the best back in the league. Right?
100%.
So I get it, right? But you got to know your team, and you got to know how they react to certain things, and you down on defense already, right? We down 3, 4, 5 starters on defense. How do you preserve the defense? You run the ball, keep them off the field, run the clock out. That's how we beat the brakes off of Baltimore. We kept running the ball. So that was,
familiar.
I guess that I hopefully he learned from that, and we kind of move forward and be just. I don't know if we ever gonna win 15 games again, but I'll take 11, 12.
Hey, look, long as you get in the playoffs, all that matters if you're a team in the NFL. So we shall see. With the Lions having the 17th pick in the first round, we'll move over to Coach Burris, because we know that this gentleman here has been in the war room. He knows the preparation and the processes that go into place to achieve success going into the NFL draft. Coach, we're looking at the prospect of this year's drafts. Who are some of the players out there, prospects, I should say, that you like, such as Avril Reese, linebacker at Ohio State, who's got this amazing physique. We got David Bailey out of Texas Tech, Mekhi Lamone, as Naz talked about earlier, Jermon McCoy, Monroe Freely. Prospects have been really high this year coming into the combine with, of course, we know that Fernando Mendoza hasn't been in the combine to decline. But with what you've seen from the combine as well as preparing for the draft, what are some prospects that you are really excited to see going into draft night?
Well, I really can't focus in on one prospect, but the one thing I can focus on is all eyes are going to be on when are the boys from Ohio State going to go? Because, guys, they got the top 3 defensive prospects coming out in this year's draft. I mean, you talk about Caleb Downs, you got Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese. I mean, to me, those 3 guys, regardless of where they go, they're going to be blue chip impact players right away. When you talk about X factor players and force multipliers to make everybody better around them, to me, wherever those guys go, they're going to have an impact right away. Yes, we can talk about the Fernando Mendozas, the David Baileys, but I'm eager to see where those 3 guys go, because, again, to me, wherever they end up, it's a team that's going to be needing to get better on that defensive side, needing to find a guy who can be one of those game changers, a generational type talent. Because when you talk about a Sonny Styles, he's got that Brian Urlacher type game where, again, he once played safety, converted to linebacker, a guy who's sideline to sideline, ultra athletic. You're looking at a Micah Parsons when you talk about Arvell Reese, but then when you talk about Caleb Downs, a lot of people said he was the best overall talent in the draft. And again, you can go so many directions as far as what you can do. Insert him into the box to help play the run. He's also a ball hawk, sideline to sideline, understanding how to do take the studying serious throughout the week to understand the tendencies of each and every quarterback and offense, and making sure he can get guys lined up. But again, you're talking about 3 generational talents from one university that was always competing for a national championship year in and year out. And you're seeing why the Ohio State is one of the best in the country, because of those 3 young men. So I'm eager to see where those 3 go, because I know they're going to be high impact starters on day one come training camp. And of course, mandatory, mini camp come June.
Yeah. And, one of the things that, you talk about those 3 blue chippers who I do believe the career that they've had in college at Ohio State will transition right into the league, depending on where they go, right? We know development is something that the NFL, just as the NCAA, they've kind of turned their heads on and turned away from, I should say, in terms of making players better for the next level. But those 3 guys automatically, genetically will be just that. What team do you feel with tomorrow night's draft that must have a great draft night going into minicamp and going into training camp with the postseason of the draft tomorrow night?
Well, it's Harbaugh and company in New York. Well, first of all, they're in New York. I mean, guys, we understand New York is the toughest market to be successful in and to play in, because all eyes are on you. But to me, it doesn't start with the players. It starts with the staff. Yes, we understand Dart has to show up. He's got to play. He's the worst quarterback in that division. But to me, it starts with the staff. Harbaugh's got to prove that he can turn New York into a winner, especially when it comes to the Giants. You look at the offensive coordinator, Matt Nagy. Again, I worked under Nags out in Chicago, and this is his opportunity to get the wrongs right. Because, again, people look at him and they say, of course, he failed with Mitch Trubisky. He failed with Justin Fields, but can he get Dart correct? Well, I believe he can, and I think he took a lot of great lessons from what happened during those times when he coached 2 young quarterbacks, and I think he's going to make Dart the best quarterback that he can be. Now, making sure that they surround him with ample talent, but also protect Dart is going to be a big question mark of how they're going to focus on that going into this draft. Because, guys, at the end of the day, when you look at it, I mean, you got Jalen Hurts in Philly. Of course, you got Jaden Daniels with the Commanders. And, of course, you got Dak Prescott down in Dallas. And for all great coaches who have opportunities to win Super Bowls, what's the one thing that they have that they can lean on is a franchise quarterback. Unfortunately, Dart isn't there yet, but let's hope that they got the guys in the room that can help him develop into that young player.
Yeah, it took the Giants 10 years to put themselves in a position of what they're in right now, and that's going through turmoil of head coaches. But having a guy like John Harbaugh in the building, it changes everything from the front office on down. And John Harbaugh has brought in a pretty decent staff. We don't know what that looks like yet because they haven't played the game yet. But on paper, the Giants did improve on paper in terms of head coach. Don't look at me like that, Naz. Am I saying something wrong? Am I saying something wrong? Am I saying something wrong?
I think you guys give a lot of credit to John Harbaugh as if he didn't do much yet. He had a lot of talent in Baltimore, and he didn't do nothing. He didn't do anything.
Right.
So
he's got a lot to prove.
I'm not saying he
does.
I'm not saying he's a bum, but I mean
he's not.
The guy did he make it to the Super Bowl as Coach Garvin would say? Did he go to the Super Bowl?
He did.
No.
He won one.
He won one. He did. He won. Oh yeah, he did
one.
Yeah, he won one.
I mean, they were knocking at the door a few years after.
I forgot he was there the second time when Ray Lewis won.
Yeah, that was the last one with him and Terrell Suggs.
I still think he had a ton of talent that he wasted. A ton of talent.
Of course.
I'm going to agree with it. I'm going to agree with what Naz is saying. You know, he's conservative. He's probably the most conservative coach that's in the NFL at this point.
Don't do that.
He really is, because he basically the amount of talent he had at Baltimore, he could have used that tremendously to put a lot of points on the board, and he really didn't. It was disappointing. We spoke about that.
Let me ask you this
before the season started.
You're right, but let me ask this: was it John Harbaugh who threw the ball to Mark Andrews and he dropped it in Buffalo, or is that Lamar Jackson?
It's Lamar Jackson.
But they should have blew him out.
He's absolutely correct.
They should have, would have, could have. I agree, 100%.
They shouldn't have been in the game. They shouldn't have been in that game.
And I think if we're going to be realistic enough, right, we have to be also realistic enough to understand that this was Baltimore's best shot to get to the Super Bowl, because you had Pat Mahomes, who wasn't a factor with his injury. He was out of the equation. You had Buffalo go out in the playoffs. That was out of the equation. So the path is open in the AFC playoffs to get there. Could they have beaten Denver? I do possibly believe that. Could they have beaten New England? Hell no. But at the end of the day, this was their best chance to make it, because we've seen in the years past Baltimore struggle against who? They struggle against Patrick Mahomes, and they struggle against Josh Allen in the playoffs. And with those two folks out of the equation, the sea was clear as day to get back there.
Monty,
so are we putting this on what?
So you giving this guy a pass?
I'm not giving him a pass. What I'm saying is
you're saying it's a clear path. Right?
No,
he should. So how about the other side where he didn't beat these guys?
I agree.
One of the best coaches in the league.
I agree, and he is a top coach in the league. And what I'm saying is, Nas,
can't beat the best?
What I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying is this:
I think
when you bring in a guy like Coach Harbaugh into the Giants organization, knowing what the Giants organization have put themselves through in terms of recent head coaches that have done absolutely nothing, from Joe Judge to Brian Dable, they have done okay. Dable's brought him to one playoff appearance, and they gave him 3 extra years, which he shouldn't have got. You bring in a guy like John Harbaugh, and knowing his resume and what he brings to the table as an experienced Super Bowl champion head coach in this league, the organization gets better from top to bottom. Now, I don't know what the Giants will do, and I'm not rooting for the Giants because I don't like the Giants. But at the end of the day,
defense with you.
You can't, because Baltimore defense was almost as worse as Dallas Cowboys last season.
Well, recently, I'm talking about when he was actually winning. You can't bring those defenses there.
You can't.
I think he's a little bit above average. I think you're giving him way too much credit. I don't think he proved anything.
He's got a good start with Abdul Carter.
Okay.
Develop.
I think he just need to open up the gate a little bit more than what he has over the years. It just really, he's a conservative coach, and you understand that Jim is the same way. They're conservative. Opens up the gate. If he opens up the gate more than what he's been doing, then he'll be fine. Because I love Jackson Dart, and I'm not a Giants fan. But I love him at quarterback.
He only liked him because he was giving them points in fantasy. That's the only reason why he liked him.
No, I never had him in fantasy. I didn't have him in fantasy.
He was up here raving about Jackson Dart this and Jackson Dart that.
Yeah, I didn't have him in fantasy football at all.
I feel.
But you look at the talent around him, though. How are they going to open things up offensively? And again, as much as you want them to, I mean, the two guys you're relying on are coming off a significant injury. So again, Wan'Dale Robinson, he's exited the building via free agency. You got to get some playmakers in there. Of course, you got to protect the franchise. But you're talking about your number one running back who's coming off an injury many people can't come back from, and of course your number one receiver, the same situation. So the thing is, you can't bet the farm on injuries getting you back to the top. I mean, they're going to have to invest in the guys, whether it's going the Carnell Tate route or going with Mangoa out of Maui Goa, who's the offensive tackle out of Miami. I mean, you got to either protect the franchise or give them some more firepower on the outside.
And Jackson Dart is not Lamar Jackson, so he's not going to bail you out of these games like Lamar bailed him out of plenty of games. Just saying.
It's a new experience.
I like New York with getting Carnell Tate. If they can figure out how to get that, that's the style of receiver he's going to be. They like those type of receivers in New York, so I think that'd be a good pick for him.
John's got a lot of holes to fill.
Yeah, and I doubt Jeremiah Love falls there because again, the Giants have this fantastic GM who traded Saquon down the street. Like, what are we doing?
He would not fall 5. And how is he still employed? How is he still employed? I don't know how. You talking about job security? I don't know how this man is still employed, being in the front office. I don't understand. Is it nepotism?
Things that make you go,
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I want his job security in life because, I mean, no matter how much he screw up, he still got a job.
Still got a job.
But that's a conversation for another day. Let's let's switch gears to the NBA playoffs. Of course, this is our first time talking about it. We did a preview a few weeks ago before the playoffs started, but now here we are with tons and tons of action kicking off between Sunday, yesterday, tomorrow, and Friday. But one series important that I want to talk about, as Bryant's talked about, as a team that could be a threat in the East potentially, is the Detroit Pistons. We know that last game 1 against the Orlando Magic, they lost at home, a shocking loss at home to the Orlando Magic, Paolo Banchero and company. But Cade did what he was supposed to do in game 1, was scoring 39 points on 13 of 27 shooting. Paolo Banchero led the way for Orlando in scoring with 23 points, 9 rebounds, 8 of 15. Franz Wagner, 19 points, Wendell Carter. Orlando had 5 players in game 1 in double figures. That is what it needs to take to get the job done in an NBA playoff series. But we do know that Detroit is looking to bounce back tonight with, trying to redeem themselves against Orlando. The supporting cast for Detroit must step up. Jalen Duren and company. There is no way you play 33 minutes of action and only contribute 8 points in the NBA playoff game. That's not going to get the job done. Duncan Robinson, 26 minutes of play, only 9 points. That's not going to get the job done. So I'm looking forward to seeing the bench of Detroit come alive, because you need your bench in the playoffs, more importantly, to give you that spark when you have players outside of Cade Cunningham who's having a great night, but someone else has got to carry that load. Now, Coach, we go to you, because Bryant, that Detroit is looking to be in the Eastern Conference Final, as they have shocked a lot of fans and a lot of folks in the NBA, predominantly in the Eastern Conference. But what are some of the things you look forward to seeing from Detroit tonight in Game 2 to keep this series alive and level it at 1 apiece?
I just want Detroit to be, I guess, the Bad Boys 2.0, what they're supposed to be, because that's what helped get them to the top as far as being the number 2 seed in the East. But guys, when you watch that game, Orlando from the tip, they play with energy. They play with aggression. They play with the mentality that we a bunch of gangsters and we come in here and we're taking this game. I mean, Jalen Suggs was all over the place playing defense like a madman, getting steals. But guys, just like football, the game's won in the trenches. Mm-hmm. The game of basketball is won in the paint. And when you mention those top scorers for Orlando, they were all the bigs. You got Wendell Carter, you got Banchero, you got Wagner. All the bigs for Orlando were in the paint doing work, guys. And even to the point where I think I saw a former ex-boyfriend of a WNBA star, Wendell Carter, was dunking on her ex, Jalen Duren.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention her name, but y'all know who
I love that.
about.
Angel Reese.
So there's a lot of things going on behind closed doors.
Angel Reese. It's personal.
Yeah, there's some other plots going on behind closed doors, but the fact that Orlando came out and played with confidence, but hey, just don't get it twisted now, guys. Orlando was a team during the preseason that was predicted to finish maybe number 4 seed, 3 seed in the playoffs this year. Yes, they got to a slow start, had some injuries, but they're back full throttle right now. When they look at Detroit, they don't respect those guys. They look at a bunch of young guys who don't have the experience that they have, and they don't have the will and the want that they have. And they proved that in game 1. So we'll see, because if they can mix it up and get dirty in the paint, Detroit possibly can get their mojo back.
Yeah, Brian, before I give it to you, I just got to say this. If there's one person on Detroit who needs to show up and step up and do what he's supposed to do, it's Tobias Harris for the Detroit Pistons. Listen, we know Tobias Harris is suspect as they come in the NBA playoffs. We've seen that when he was in Philly, but he's got a chance to redeem himself in Detroit in a great series against Orlando Magic to show up and show out. Now, I just need at least 15 plus from Tobias consistently throughout this series, because we know Cade Cunningham is going to show up and do what he's supposed to do. That's contribute, that's be aggressive on the drive, that's to get to the basket, that's to draw fouls, create for his teammates. So I know Cade's going to give me 25 in game 2. I don't even have to think about that. I just know. But Tobias Harris, this has got to be a series where he can be the Batman or the Robin or whatever character he wants to play to give Cade Cunningham that extra push that the Detroit Pistons will need desperately, because Orlando is hungry, Orlando is healthy, and Orlando is here to win, and that's advanced to the second round. So I look forward to tonight. But, Bryant, game 2, is the pressure more on Orlando to go in there and try and go up 2-0, or is all the pressure on Detroit at home to try and level this at 1 apiece?
The pressure is on Detroit, because Orlando has absolutely nothing to lose. I don't even think they even expect to be here. That my cousin wound up going to Orlando with Javon Carter. And they raved them about him. They have a healthy basketball team at this point. And I'm glad that Coach Burris said this, is that in the trenches is where the game is won. You know, this is playoff time. And it's football down in there. They're going to have whoever is battle for the loose balls, whoever get that second and third chance opportunities to score in that paint is going to win the games. Coaches are always talking about guards this, guards that. The guards look great in the NBA because nobody plays defense during the course of the year. Now, this is playoff time and everybody's trying to get a championship, put a ring on the finger and get that extra pay and let their season elongate a little bit more. Now, everyone want to go war to war. It's great to see it. I see that the NBA is kind of turning a corner to where we used to see in real basketball, because let's face it, that crap that we watch early on through the season, it's just boring. But now it's slowly coming back to what basketball used to be.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say used to be, because I remember a time when the NBA regular season was exciting before the playoffs. Now,
How
don't even watch it. But I can speak it because I've seen it and I've lived it and I've watched it. Okay, so let's just, and I'm not talking about from your era when the Bears you saw the Bears win their only Super Bowl. I'm talking about
from that era, man.
From that 2000s on.
You another one.
2000s on. You know, so look, it shouldn't be a point where we have to wait to the playoffs to see teams play defense. We should have to wait to the playoffs to see teams not score 130 points in the freaking in 4 quarters of an NBA game. This is what we come to see. We come to see coaches put in matchups, put chess matches in place. We see teams come out there and play hard on both ends of the floor, and the fans actually get their money's worth instead of seeing fast breaks and outlets every other possession. So, Naz, I'll kick it off to you. We got OKC and Phoenix in the West. We got Denver and Minnesota. We got Lakers and Rockets. Lakers are up 2-0 after winning last night. But then in the East, we got Toronto and Cleveland. Cleveland's up 2-0. Knicks and Hawks, Celtics, Sixers. Which series from the East or the West that you're excited to watch? And give me your early prediction on who advances.
So first, let me speak on Detroit. Detroit, I already said before they was going to win tonight. Them home players, they got home cooking. They are not going to lose tonight. You know, the bench players play better at home anyway, right? But far as who I think, like we sleeping on the Celtics. Nobody's talking about the Celtics, and I know y'all talking about the game is played in the trenches, but these guys shooting threes and they don't miss. So I hear what you're saying, Coach, but and my man. What's the light skinned kid name? I forget this kid.
Jason
he just
Tatum.
came back from injury.
Jason Tatum.
Tatum just coming back. He's not even in full strength yet. I'm telling you, that's a dangerous team because that kid Brown should be. I mean, he's not going to win MVP or whatever, but he should be up there with it. He had an amazing season. So y'all sleeping on this. No one's talking about the Celtics. Everybody talking about OKC. They got the kid, the Joker,
SGA,
Wemby.
Joker,
You know what I mean? All these other them Celtics is they quietly kicking ass, man.
Well, you know, you are right because, you know, the Sixers hobbled their way into the playoffs. And look, rightfully so. I think Philly's got a nucleus there. They just need to add another piece to the puzzle to put them in championship contention. Now, we do know in game 1 that the Celtics put up 44 threes, only making 16 of them. So you're right. They do put up a lot of threes. One of the most shooting teams from three-point land in the NBA. But if there's one series for me that I'm excited to watch and continue to watch, it's got to be Minnesota and Denver out in the West. These are two juggernaut teams with two juggernaut superstars, with Jokic out of Denver, of course, Ant-Man out of Minnesota. This right here has recipe for 7 games written all over it. We know that Denver was able to take care of business game 1. Ant-Man said, hell no. They went back to Denver and won game 2. So all the momentum is coming back with Minnesota on that flight for game 3. I know game 3 is going to be rocking in Minnesota because they know they take care of home court advantage. But you're not wrong, right? I think the Sixers, they can compete with Boston in this series. I know Tyrese Maxey can get loose at any point. Brian's a huge fan of VJ to be a rookie of the year this year. But Coach Bryant and Coach Burris, I'll go to Bryant first. Actually, I'll go to Coach Burris first. Which series are you most excited to see? And give me your early prediction, whether it's one from the East or one from the West.
Well, I'm a big Phoenix Suns fan, but I doubt we have a chance to beat Oklahoma City. I mean, that's my home state. But there's a reason why, Nas, that Oklahoma City won it, and they're going to win it again because they can't get matched in the paint. But I'm going in y'all's backyard because for me, I've been interested in this Hawks-Knicks series, guys. Because to me, the Hawks are one of the most underrated teams in the NBA. And did you guys win? Did the Knicks win? Did the Knicks win?
I'm not a Knicks fan.
Why?
I'm not a Knicks fan.
Why?
Why
the Knicks
my
not
son
win?
is gonna love that you said that because he's a Hawks fan.
Because Brunson don't play any D.
He's a liability.
I mean, their entire team.
They got out coached in game 2.
Yeah.
Coach in game. Shout out to Quinn Snyder.
Oh, yeah. Quinn Snyder did a fantastic job. And I mean, what was Mike Brown doing? I mean, leaving Jalen Brunson in one-on-one situations with CJ McCollum. I mean, he had an
barbecue chicken
experience. Oh, he had an out-of-body experience because he's up there, Mr. Prim and Proper, past president of the NBA PA. But again, he had an out-of-body experience. As soon as Jalen Brunson called him out and gave him that look, you just saw this man transform right in front of you, and he went to work. The fact that he is in the press conference following the game, when they asked the question about, did you guys do that on purpose? He just gave him that look like, what do you think? And when you see that look on somebody's eyes, guys, this is not the end of the series. This thing's going to go the full tilt. I believe New York will still win it, but it's going to go the full tilt in my mind.
Oh, you're not lying. Go ahead, Nas.
They keep putting that kid in the pick and roll, and they're gonna keep doing ISO on him. They're gonna keep it up. Like, he can't play no D. Right. He's not playing no. He's like they used to say Iverson was a liability because he always looking for the steal. This kid ain't even doing that. Like, he ain't giving you no effort on the defensive side of the ball. I don't know if that's planned or
he just can't do it. His daddy couldn't do it, and he can't do it.
He said his daddy can't do it. God, he's not giving you no effort.
Public service announcement. Brian has had a hard-on for Rick Brunson for the last 30 years. So any chance he gets publicly to speak his mind about Jalen Brunson, he absolutely will. So I stay out of it. It's got to do with that. But there's some turmoil between those two.
It's definitely interesting to see.
He knows why.
It's going to be interesting to see how they match up this next game. What is tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's going to be
Game 3
interesting
is tomorrow. Yes.
Because if I'm them, I'm gonna just keep doing pick and roll and making him come up. Come play D, right?
Yeah,
like,
you have to because Mike Brown, Nas, he tries to hide Brunson defensively, so he conserves his energy on the offensive end because Brunson's going to hold the ball for at least 17 to the 24 seconds on the shot clock. But Quinn Snyder has brought that hiding to the light and said, look, CJ McCollum's our best scorer outside of Jalen Johnson. Let's get him going because if it's one thing we do know about CJ McCollum, rather he was in New Orleans, rather he's in Portland, the brother can score and he can shoot his ass off. He's a bucket getter. And look, I don't care how much hiding you do. If Josh Hart is not guarding CJ McCollum, if Mikal Bridges is not guarding CJ McCollum, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. And I'm sorry. I've seen it in game 1 and damn sure saw it in game 2. If you don't have those two guys on them, it's going to be a long night at the office. And Jalen Brunson got his own personal playoff experience in game 2. So I look forward to seeing what game 3 looks like. Coach Burris, you want something to say?
Yeah, Monty, you mentioned hiding there. When you mentioned hiding, immediately to my mind came Jonathan Kuminga. Why was Golden State hiding him? This kid just put up 19
Draymond Green.
And he's out there
Draymond Green.
For the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, whoever made that decision not to play him, they should be out of it.
That's terrible. That's terrible. That was personal from Steve Kerr to Draymond Green. It was personal to get him out of there. And just look how God works. That brother's in the playoffs while Draymond and Coach Kerr trying to figure out their futures in Golden State. It comes around. The basketball God is real. Basketball God is real. Well,
Yeah,
we know
that's
that the NBA playoffs will be exciting between the East and the West, and we do know that there are some exciting series on both sides. You can catch NBA playoffs action tonight as well as tomorrow. I know Amazon Prime's a location. I know Peacock's a location. I know ESPN's a location. Don't get me started with streaming, but here we are. College football culture. Times have changed from the way you practice, from the way you prepare, and from, of course, the film study. We have 3 former players present tonight. We have one who's been in the fire, in the trenches, in terms of the style and how the coaching has changed and the preparation has changed from when he entered the game coming out of college to where he is now. And that's, of course, being a collegiate coach and a broadcaster. But, Coach Burris, I want to get you first because this is hot and ready off the press. We know the game is changing with NIL. We know the structures are in place to pretty much prevent a lot of things from happening. We see Nick Saban at the round table with ADs, with commissioners of conferences and other senators and governors of Florida. It's a wild, wild west. But what are some of the things that you've seen from your recent stop at FAMU, as well as from overall seeing it now being a broadcaster? What has been some of the biggest challenges that you've seen in the collegiate game with development? Because we know that we live in a time where NIL is big, the portal is open, players come from one year and they leave the next. What's been your perspective on it, and how difficult has it been from a coaching aspect to deal with all the chaos?
Well, before I get into it, I just want to say I'm all for the players getting paid. Because, again, if your name, your image, your likeness is being used to make the university money, where's your percentage? So, again, I'm all on board with that. However, it's the Wild Wild West, guys. There's no structure. I mean, you're handing these kids thousands, hundreds of thousands, and in some cases millions of dollars. And now you're seeing guys get eight-year exemptions just to be able to stay in college because they know if they transition to the NFL and become free agents, they're going to make less than what they could make in the NFL. But to me, it's setting kids up for failure. Yep. Because number one, I mean, we're only using that term entitlement. We are preaching even more so to our society that you should come up with the imagination or the mindset that you are due your entitlement. What people tell you, that's what their mindset is. When parents walk through those doors now with their kids, it's not about getting an education, getting a degree, because again, nobody cares about being one snap away from your career being done. All they care about is how much money can you give us and what can you give us. That's basically it. And again, when I say the parents, is not what can you give our son, what can you give us? And so the thing is, to me, just the whole focus point on being student athletes is now became athletic students, because now people are more focused on just how much money can you make during that small bridge of time that you have within the world of college football. They're trying to get as much as they possibly can because they care less what happens after that. Good luck in the NFL. Get it while it's hot while you're in college. And to me, I mean, just the reason why you go to college has been blown out of proportion now. And unfortunately, a lot of kids are going to find out the wrong time when they do get injured and they got nothing to speak of because they spent all that money on who? Mom, dad, friends, and family.
We don't even call these schools programs anymore. We call them organizations. This is where we have got to in the collegiate world of sports. And the development piece is something that is missing for players because we don't see that many coaches in today's world. I know Kirby Smart's a big advocate for education, but a lot of the Power 5 coaches aren't for that. It's a matter of what can you do for my program, my football team now, instead of where we came from a time years ago with Nick Saban, Jim Harbaugh, and others where they were setting their players up for success after the game, establishing businesses, knowing the importance of investing, entrepreneurship. And I feel like now, as though from watching it from the last 3 years and how the NIL revenue has increased and viewership for the NCAA has increased, is now becoming increasing more year over year, billions and billions and billions of dollars more in terms of an operation that they're running. How do we allow these things to slip through the cracks, Naz? How do we bring players in, give them everything they want, and knowing that it's a short end stick, but you can go to school for free, you get to play football for free, but why not have the mindset of let's get an education and a degree for free?
Well, so let's start back. You got to go back to like middle school, right? They're reclassing these kids, right? It's that sets up your mind right there, right? That education is not one. That's not number one, because I'm reclassing so I could get better at football to get bigger, faster, stronger, right? So right then and there, we already telling our kids education is not the number one thing. So that's one, right? I believe, just like what Coach said, it has to be some type of structure, because the kids should be get paid. I remember when I was in school, I couldn't even buy my own damn jersey. Right? It's hanging there, and I couldn't even afford to pay $100 because I had no money. Right? So I understand that part. Kids should get paid. It should be, if you want to, this is like professional football now. You might as well add a salary cap to it, right? Like, but it has to be some type of structure, because right now it's a free for all, but there's no structure. And what it's going to do is going to setting these kids up for failure. One, this whole transfer portal, right? Everybody is like, the kids are evaluating themselves better than what the coaches are, right? So you think you that dude until you get into the transfer portal and you stuck there for months, right? And now you got to go somewhere for less money or for no money. You understand? I've seen it happen. Like, I've seen it happen year after year, time after time. Right now some of these kids are home doing nothing because they over-evaluated themselves, or they listen to other people who just telling them like, you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. But no, it's 1,000 of you out here, right?
Yep.
Right. And in addition to that, it's harder for the kid. I feel sorry for you if you want to go back and coaching. How do you coach kids who doesn't take accountability? You can't even teach accountability no more, right? Because you're like, all right, cool. I'm leaving. You know what? I don't want to stay here. I don't like the way you're talking to me. I'm gonna just go to wherever other school. Who the hell wants to go through that? Right? Yeah. Then you got the high school coaches. They on eggshells because that's their job, right? Most of them are teachers and coaches. So I don't want to mess you up, because if I lose, I'm gonna lose my job, I'm gonna lose my livelihood. It's crazy out on every level. On every level. The Pop Warner coaches and the youth football coaches are not teaching these kids fundamentals. They got these kids playing spring ball and fall ball and summer ball. And like, yo, when are these kids' bodies gonna rest? When is this gonna happen? And they play on the community, because it's like, all right, most of these kids, guys, they're single mothers, so it's like your kid need to play for you to get to this level. No. Right? What happened to playing other sports? What happened? Like, if you play basketball, you're going to diversify your footwork, right? You play baseball, your hand-eye coordination. You run track, you're going to get faster. What happened to that stuff? No kid should be playing one sport all year round.
Oh, no.
But that's what's happening. They're literally convincing these mothers, like, he need to be playing football 24/7. Like, that's bullcrap. I see it all the time. Don't give me. Listen, man. I don't like that crap, man.
I'm with you.
But
go ahead, Bryant.
It's one thing that, and we talk every week, and we hear the same story about athletes and getting paid in the whole nine. And I'm with Naazir and I'm with Henry. But one of the things that we have to look at is the start and where we are right now. The beginning phase of this is the NCAA. They've been collecting billions of dollars over centuries. True. And players like all three of us, the only thing that we've received is a Pell Grant if we were eligible. Other than that, we on campus getting these credit cards and we can't pay it back at a young age. So those things with the NCAA is at major fault, because they didn't trickle the monies down to athletes back in the day, and they should have, because we weren't allowed to work during the course of the school year, and we needed some funds to even buy some damn toothpaste, toothbrushes, and change it of our clothes, because we outgrow our clothes throughout the course and getting bigger and stronger. You don't have any clothes to wear. So that's one thing. Then the second thing is going down to the coaches. You're paying these coaches millions of dollars, and yet now you talk about Saban. Yeah, man, Saban was paying the players. We all know that. So there's no way you can just sit there and say, all right, Alabama was this great freaking school, a great team, and then next thing you know, the NIL come out, he resigns, and then now Alabama just falls off the face of the earth. That's just telling you right then and there, if they were good, they would continue to be good regardless of who is there, because of the tradition. Alabama was traditionally good before Saban. But then they fell off a little bit. But then he came in, and then next thing you know, they turned right back around because of Gene Stallings was basically paying, which we played against Gene Stallings. And then next thing you know, Saban was, he had owned like 13 car dealerships. So how are you going to sit there and go against that in which you're paying, but now you got a problem because of NIL? So it's a catch-22. Do things need to be in place? Yes, but I think it should be in place for everyone, not just the players.
Oh, for sure.
Everybody. You shouldn't be sitting here just focusing on players because they're getting this money. No, the NCAA, you have your cap. The coaches, you have your cap. And now the players, you have your cap. To make it even across the board, you fix the NIL, and then now we got college basketball and football and baseball back where it should be. And that's just it. If they're sitting up here focusing just on the players, I'm just going to ignore it like it's bubble gum, blow up some bubbles, and just keep on walking because it's not fair. You just can't focus on the players. Focus on all of it.
Yeah, and another thing how can the coaches put in more work than the players? It's got to be even. It's got to be even kill. The coaches, they do the game plans, they do the walkthroughs, they do the film breakdowns individually, running back, wide receiver, offensive tackle, whatever groups. And then it's like now we're in a phase where, as Nas said, if I don't like the way Coach Burris is disciplining me after not doing the drill correctly or doing it to the standard of what he has set upon that particular group, well, I have the means to say, well, I just want to go into the portal. I want to go over here. I'm a big advocate of players staying. I'm a big advocate of players building their own legacy at these programs. I'm all for players staying 3-4 years. And I get it with the college football rule. You have to stay 3 years minimum before you even enter the draft. But the days of players skipping and going and trying to take the easy way out, that doesn't prepare you for life. Because when life doesn't go your way, you can't be like, well, the hell with this, I'm going to go do something else. It just doesn't work like that. You got to go through adversity. You have to learn how to build character when times are tough. You got to know how to bounce back when your back's against the wall. It's the same mentality you have when you get your ass kicked in week 1. How do I get better? How does the team get better going into week 2? That's the mentality as a player that you have to have. But these coaches, some are more lenient than others, where they just allow these things in the program because, if I lose this player, I can go to the portal, get the next best player, and give them less money than what I gave this player. And that's just where we're at.
Well, it's both.
And it's not right.
It's both.
And coaches too, because Lane Kiffin got on a private jet before Ole Miss even played in the college football playoff game, where he and his staff took 7+ years, having multiple 10-win seasons to finally be in a position that the school has never seen in years and centuries of getting to a college football playoff, and then get there and then hijack and bounce on a PJ back to LSU and sign a bigger deal high and dry. Put some things in place, structures in place for coaches too. I'm all for elevating. I'm all for elevating. But there's better ways to do things and handling things as a coach and as a player than what we're seeing today in today's college football playoff. And I'm sorry, in today's college football world, there's got to be a better way because the coaches are just as worse.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a disrespect to the players in the locker room that have committed to you, their parents have committed to you, that have put hard blood, sweat, and tears, extra hours, early mornings, late nights to put the team in a position to do something that you haven't done. How could you be a coach and you're making history with a program that you can build your own legacy at Ole Miss? Name stadiums named after you, big picture. Why would you want to jeopardize that because you want to go take arguably what they say or said was that was one of the top jobs in the country, and that's a deal he couldn't pass up. But he called Saban, and Saban put his green light on it that I think you should do it. But why not do it after the season? Why not finish the mission? The mission.
Let me play devil's advocate here because I agree with you saying.
Sure.
But what about you could say the same thing about the kid that says his agent or future agent says to him, "You're gonna be a top 10 pick. You shouldn't play in this bowl game, this championship game. You need to sit out." He worked blood. He did blood, sweat, and tears as well, right? He gave up on that team as well. It's about the almighty dollar, right?
For sure.
They paid this man a shit ton of money. It's like, you know what? I'm out of here, right? Now I get and I'm pretty sure he took a lot of players with him too once they finished. You understand? Like, I never liked the whole coach thing. With the structure that they should put in place, if a coach does that, he should be able to sit out. Remember the times where if you transfer, you had to sit out? There has to be some type of,
sit 30 days.
Right? It has to be some type of repercussion. You know what I mean? Some type of something you put in, because you could just leave. Anybody could just go. Right?
Yeah.
Just like Coach Henry said, it has to be some type of structure, because
some structure.
I'm seeing it. What I'm telling you is I'm seeing it on a lower level. You talking about 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th graders. I can imagine once they get up here, it's unreal.
Unreal.
Unreal. It's unreal.
And quickly, just to take you guys behind the curtain, sometimes when you get a situation like Lane Kiffin and a number of guys who up and lead programs where they're having successful runs, are you in the circle or are you not in the circle? Because a lot of times certain coaches don't even know that this is taking place. Yeah, they're hearing the whispers, they're hearing the noise outside, but until you hear it from the head man that hired you, you can't go along with it. But the thing is, you got to move your families. Sometimes he'll move forward without you. You've been brought there to do your job. You did it to the best of your ability. You're not part of the ongoing, continuation, that transition to a new. I mean, so many things happen behind closed doors where it might just be the head coach making that call and still not bringing members of his staff with him, because there's a game within the game within the game, guys, and there's so many different levels and layers to this. But at the end of the day, there's no structure and it's ugly.
Been there, been down that road several times, and I get it.
Coach Henry ain't lying, because Lane Kiffin said, if you don't get on this plane with me, you won't have a job when I get to LSU.
Preach.
You won't have a job. So we don't need a round table with Saban and President Trump and people who don't even belong at the table, Senators, Ted Cruz, Governor DeSantis. We don't need a round table to identify the real problem and crisis and problems that we see in the NCAA on a collegiate from the football side. We see that with our own two eyes. So if there's going to be structures in place, put a commissioner there, because everyone's, I know Saban's dying for that commissioner seat to be created. Put a commissioner seat there and put structures in place from a conference perspective, from Big Ten to the SEC to the ACC. Put structures in place in conferences. Here's what you can do. Here's what you can't do. I disagree with salary caps. There should not be a salary cap at all throughout the conference, because the NCAA makes so much money that there should be the coaches and players should have money in place where everyone is taken care of across the board. Players shouldn't be allowed to transfer every year. There should be a penalty. But I do believe that they should incorporate buyouts with contracts with the players, because at the end of the day, when you're getting paid, Jeremiah Smith, for example, he could have went and got paid 10, 12 plus $1 million from Texas, from any program in the Power 5 in the country. He's decided to stay at Ohio State, get his $4 to $5 million this year, ball out, and go to the league. But for folks out there that may disagree with that, he should go chase some money. He should go chase some money. No, be like Jeremiah Smith. You're the best receiver in the country on one of the best teams in the country. As a Michigan fan, why am I saying that? I don't know, but I give credit where credit is due. One of the best programs in history of Coach Ryan Day. Why should I leave to go chase some money when I have a legacy that I'm building here? Right here.
But he has structure.
That's a plus minus with that. It's a major plus minus.
I don't need to leave to go get $10 million when I can kick ass right here.
Hold on. That's a plus minus with that, because you don't know what's in store for you to a point where you come out next year and God forbid that he gets hurt and you leave that money on the line and you can never play again. It's a lot of variables in there. So athletes are looking at this and saying that, let me get as much money as I can get now. If you're sitting there over the course of 4 years, you're getting $20 million, 80% of that is going in your pocket versus going to get $20 million in the NFL and 45% is going in your pocket. That's a big juggernaut. And that's what they're looking at. That's what they're looking at. You don't have to pay an agent. You don't have to pay union dues. You don't have to pay all these other fees and all this other
Cities.
crap, cities, jock tax. You don't have to pay all these things with this NIL money. So they're going out the bigger bag now. So when they do get to the NFL, then they can move their money a little differently. And I applaud that, if they're going out to chase. But yet, at the end of the day, to prevent the chase, give them the money now. If he's worth freaking $5 million a year, $10 million a year, give it to him now so he can stay the 4. Instead of him going to chase, taking that risk, getting hurt or whatever it may be, give it to him. Say, all right, man, because are they cutting salaries up for the NCAA?
Hell
No. They're giving them more.
Hell no.
Giving them more. Are they cut? Are they going to cut Coach Cignetti's salary at 98 mil? So what are we talking about? I get it. And the players are earning it. Mm-hmm. So the players are the reason why he got the 98 million.
His staff as well.
So what are we talking here? The players are the one that got him the 98 million.
But that has nothing to do with the problems that the college football world is facing right now.
It has a lot to do with it when they're paying him 98 million.
Coaches deserve to get paid.
The players deserve it,
and they are. That does not solve the problems.
They're not getting 98 million.
There's not a player in college football right now worth 98 million. Tell me now, and I will forever hold my peace.
There's not a coach in America that's worth 98 million.
He's worth 98 million over 10 years. Damn right he is.
There's not a coach in America worth $98 million. Not in college.
I mean, he's probably not even going to see that contract out. Let's be honest.
I think he will.
Dude, 98
I doubt it.
All right.
million. Henry, can you imagine getting paid 98 million to coach college football?
And a 10-year series, yes, he can.
You know what? I mean, from a guy who's
Yes, he
old
can.
school, I can't believe it, but it's reality because the head coach is the program.
Yeah, it's real now.
Thank you.
It's real now, but back, let's go to, 10, 15 years ago?
That money wasn't there for coaches 10, 15 years ago.
It wasn't there.
Yeah.
The television contracts have changed.
Yeah,
television contracts and affiliations have changed.
Yeah,
correct.
Yes.
It was in the
brand
NCAA
deals, partnerships.
NCAA's pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
It's in their pocket. It went to their pocket.
So you think he's going to see this contract out?
So trickle it on down.
Yep.
Let everyone get their fair share. You overpaying. I'm opinionated. That's my opinion. You're overpaying the coaches. Mm-hmm. You're overpaying them because you got a lot of universities that are broke. So you're overpaying the coaches. It's too much. You don't need $9 million a year. You just don't. Now you can give them 5, 6, cool, but 9. Come on now. You mean to tell me
it's no different in college basketball either.
I'm talking about all of it. I'm talking about all of it. So you're meaning to sit there and tell me that, Monty, if I give you $2 million right now, you couldn't survive all the way through. $2 million a year.
Oh, hell yeah, I can.
That's what I'm
saying.
But
BG,
let me ask you this.
The value of what these coaches are helping generate from a membership program. I mean, the fact of your boosters in itself. Look
about that.
Look at Cignetti. Look at what Cignetti did.
We know Sig.
You know what I mean? Again, I know Coach Cignetti from back in the days. We played against them when he was with the Pitt Panthers as the quarterback coach. Mm-hmm. But just look at what he did to the culture down in the south side of Indiana. I mean, he changed the entire culture, and now they're deemed a powerhouse because of one man coming there and helping change the entire structure of that program.
Yes.
He gave it the ultimate facelift, and now they're like, again, he said, Alabama's not going to give me a chance to be the guy. Well, I'll go make my own Alabama.
Right,
as he should.
I'm going to add one to that. Sig didn't change the culture. NIL did, and it helped him.
He changed the culture at Indiana.
Hold on.
Because
NIL helped him facilitate that change.
No.
But he's been
everywhere he's went, he has changed the program and won. His career path as a coach has prepared him to be in the spotlight and have the moment at Indiana. Because if Bryant Garvin, if you let's say you go to, I don't know, I'm gonna throw Virginia. I'm not gonna say Virginia because they play in the SEC. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Let's say you go to Purdue. You take a crappy deal to be their next head coach. Change the program around. Make a Big Ten championship. Into the college football playoff in year one. Lose. Let's say you lose in the second round. All right, Gru, you improved, right? You're not looking for the payday yet. Year two, elevate the program more. Portal, bringing in different guys. You got a great staff. You had a great offseason. Purdue is now number one team in the country. You win a national championship. Are you going to keep that same contract? Or are you going to say, hey, I brought y'all a national championship. It's something you guys didn't achieve in over 40 years. Pay me. Because I'm the hottest head coach right now.
And I hear exactly what you're saying, Monty. What I'm saying.
So are you going to do it?
Hold on. You're not letting me finish saying it. Signetti took half of his team from JMU and moved them over to Indiana. So without yes, he did. So without
no, he didn't.
He moved a lot of those players over to Indiana. So without those players, without NIL, without portal, it just wouldn't have never happened that way. You got to sit there and say it. It just won't happen.
We could say that. We could say that for Alabama. We could say that for Michigan. We could say that for Ohio State. If it wasn't for NIL, a lot of these programs wouldn't be where they are.
Well, guys, NIL is free agency now.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And you got thousands of kids that are available instead of a restricted number, which is in the NFL. And you got a lot of great players, but how are you going to sign these kids out of the portal unless you have support? And to get that support, you need the right face to ignite everybody, to get everybody excited. And that's what they did at the University of Indiana.
Right. So the players are winning these games and winning the salaries for him. It's just without that movement, he is not as successful as he is right now. Without that movement, not in the end.
But players help the coaches. Period.
It's just no question. Yeah, but you need the horses.
But from the onset to set the foundation, everybody will invest in what? Winning.
Yes,
and that's what he brought to the table, which got the boosters, which got the cash, which brought the players. And then the players took it from there, and they went 16-0.
Yep, 16-0. Thank you, Coach. That's it. It's a new name of the game. Chris, give me two screen. I just want to pivot, and I want to shine the light on Coach Burris, because if you didn't know, Coach Burris is transitioning into the broadcasting field, getting his feet wet, ruffling his feathers, and as from one broadcaster to another, we know what that looks like to a certain degree. Now, recently, Coach Burris completed his NFL media boot camp in Los Angeles last week, and I know from someone who's previously done it, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to speak it into existence. But Coach Burris, let's shine a light on you. Talk to me about your experience in LA for this NFL media boot camp, surrounded by different producers from different networks, different media talent, different personnel, aspiring broadcasters, aspiring studio hosts or analysts, or even in the radio side. But talk to me a little bit about that experience, and what are some of the things you learned as you try to transition? As you transition into the media world.
Well, as a, I can't say I'm a young man anymore, but I still regard myself as a young man who earned his degree at Temple University in broadcast communications. This was an opportunity for me to see if this is where I need to be right now. And again, having that NFL, the media boot camp workshop, for me, it was perfect timing. It taught me everything I need to know that I didn't know. It helped me network, build those connections with people within the industry, especially the ones that are doing all the hiring, but also develop great relationships and also to get coached by them. I mean, for me to meet a young man like Andrew Siciliano, who in my mind is one of the best voices in the game. I mean, to me, he's one of those voices that when you hear, you know exactly who he is. But to get coached by professionals, some of the best in the game, some of the top producers who produce from the Super Bowl to the national championship, to be able to work hand in hand with them and to hear them provide feedback and coach me up after each session, it only made me better. But the one thing that session is built for, that entire workshop is built for, is to show you whether or not this is for you. And I know for me, I left with a big smile on my face and lots of energy and passion focused on improving my craft, because I know being in the media is where I was meant to be, because it allows me to do what? Be me and be the best that I can be for all the viewers at home, and help educate them on the game and take them on a journey to where a place where they may not have access to.
I'm rooting for you. I think just by listening to you, you have the passion, you have the fire. All you need is the push and the right opportunity. And I think you will take that and excel to a very high level due to your experiences as a player, being successful as a player, transitioning into a coach, transitioning to a coordinator. You know the game inside and out, and I'm sure it can break down film just as good as Bryant, if not better, because Bryant swears he's a film guru breakdown 2.0. He's been compared. He thinks he compares himself to John Gruden when he breaks down film, but I just don't know. He's got the board in his basement. He's got I mean, the guy is just remarkable. But I'm rooting for you, and I love you, and I want to say thank you. And I'm rooting for all of your future success, speaking it into existence as you transition into your NFL media or broadcasting career, because you have it. It's yours. Just reach up and grab it. You know what I mean? So let's continue to shine a light, support Coach Burris. But I do want to transition and bring someone else to a two-screen, because if I'm going to do it for one, I got to do it for the other. And that's, of course, my brother, my OG, my I don't know what to call him these days, mentor. I love him to death, but it's Naaz, and Naaz is graceful enough to join us here on the Rewind. It's first sort of a platform podcast show that he's participating in, and we'll be back in a different capacity, and I look forward to it. But Naaz, it's more importantly about your foundation, Rising Stars. I have been honored and privileged for years ago to be introduced to it, to speak at it, to see your work, to see your growth. And this right here was from what I talked about earlier last year, that I gave my word I would be at his event. And I showed up, Coach Walker there, another Eastside alum, Nork legend, Hall of Famer. And we went out there and did what we were supposed to do, broadcasted some of the games, a live MC, you should say, with the basketball tournament that he had take place. But Rising Stars has been graceful enough to allow me to enter and to put my talents and work to the test. But for you being the man in charge, the captain, the president, the CEO of Rising Stars, talk to me a little bit more how much this foundation means and how do you improve this thing? Because I don't know how you do it year in and year out.
So this is our 16th year, our 16th summer. You got to understand, like when I first started this program, there was no sports programs in the city. They was like playing free for all, you know, like at recess and stuff like that. There was no structured sports program. So I decided to create one myself with my kids, my son and my daughter, my two older kids. I had nowhere to send them. So I created it myself. So what we do is teach the kids fundamentals. We start at ages 5 years old, all the way up to 14. And then after they go through the camp, we actually hire them as counselors and so forth and so on. We added dance because of my middle daughter, she's a dancer. And he's like, well, that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to hire coaches, we provide a number of jobs for these kids. We hire about 35 kids each summer. We have about 100. Last year we had about 125 kids. We were a bit down since COVID. You know, before COVID we was hitting 250. Right now, you know, the goal this year is to hit about 200, 175. Right now we already at like 77 kids registered. So I think this summer is going to be a pretty good summer. But we got numerous programs. We train in football, basketball, baseball. We got soccer this year. We have dance where we do ballet, hip hop dance, stepping, jazz, contemporary African dance. And this year we also have the after school programs, with the enrichment program. So I created a program called the Junior Firefighter Explorers. It's a playoff of the Vulcan Pioneers, that is the Black Firefighter Association of my fire department. They have the Explorers program. So I created the Junior Explorers program. So now the kids from 5 to 14, they'll get basic skills and basic knowledge of firefighting, and we provide the kids from 11 to 14 with CPR certifications. And then once they get 15, they go right up to the Vulcan Pioneers program. And then we have Teen Her, which my wife, she runs it. It's for teenage females. She kind of like helps them deal with the emotions and things like that. Then we got like Becoming Him. Becoming Him is ran by myself. Just teaching young men how to just become a man, right? Like there's what I'm seeing with these young men, they're not being taught, how to be men or how to turn into a man, right? So that's my job, to kind of like mentor them and guide them in the right direction. We have another program of financial literacy, entrepreneur superstars. We do tutoring. There's a ton of stuff. We're going on trips every week. We have a dance recital on August 1st this year. What else? You came to our basketball tournament, but this year the basketball tournament is going to be on a different scale. We got like this year we're going to introduce the family cookout. So we're gonna like invite all the families, and we're gonna have a good time with that. It's just Rising Stars is a community-based organization. I treat everyone of my kids like family. But one of the biggest things that I want to speak about is the foundation that we started for my best friend Jamal Mann. So he passed away in 2013 in a car accident. He was an Army vet, and now every year since then, we dedicate the scholarship in his name. So we'd already gave away about $77,000 over the last 15 years. Before he passed away, it was just a Rising Star Scholarship. After he passed away, I did it in his honor. And I just, we sent over, it had to be over 100. I don't know off the top of my head, but over 100 kids to college. We gave them, these scholarships, man. So it's a big thing. That come from the parents raising money, the companies donating money, the community really helping out and helping us out to give these scholarships to these kids. So that's in a nutshell.
All for a great cause, and I just want to say thank you for thinking of me to contribute to help the cause. Last year, it felt good to obviously be a part of something special. I know how much your best friend Jamal has meant to you, and his legacy lives on forever through, of course, your beautiful foundation of which you built from the ground up. So if you know me, for those who don't, I'm all for giving people their flowers while they're here. But thank you for continuing to be a role model and inspiration and someone that we can look up to in the city of Newark with all the challenges and distractions that are out here in the world today. So I'm honored and privileged, and whatever I can do to help, I will continue to do that with this platform and then some. But let's get the other two folks back in here because we got a plane to land. And as a pilot looking at the time, the plane has got to land soon, very soon. So it's time for episode 61 edition of, I'm going to let y'all two know, all right, this next segment, all right, it's been on a 10-day contract for the last month and a half, all right, and every week we sign another 10-day, all right, and his 10-day contract is almost coming to a close because if he get this one, he's got a few more. He's got another 10 days to get it right, and to see if we because no matter what he says, right? Bryant forgot that I have a pen. All right,
it's always something.
We'll see, but it's time for just brace yourself because I just don't know. He can go left. I mean, I don't know if he took his medicine or his vitamins.
I just did.
Oh my God!
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh my God!
Perfect. But they ain't kick in yet, so it's time for episode 61's edition of Bryant Garvin's Unfiltered.
Now, Nas, you know LeBron James, right?
Hey, yo, what are we doing here?
LeBron James.
LeBron all wrong.
Yeah, LeBron James. Yeah, you are. He sat there and said that he liked Dylan Harper, but he can't stand his dad because his dad would crack his ass. It's just what it is. How you going to sit there? You just going to sit there and say that you like Dylan, but your son is ass?
No, your father's ass.
But
right.
no. He says,
you're talking about Bronny?
Yeah, talking about Ron Harper. No. How the hell, LeBron James, your son stinks. I know he had a ticker, but I keep saying it. He sucks. He said, dude, really?
So
you know damn well he don't belong in the damn league. You know he don't belong there. He's out of touch. He's out of this.
Brian.
He's out of that. I'm freaking ranting. You know the deal. You know the deal. I like Dylan, but Ron Harper is ass.
So clarity, Bryant, LeBron said specifically that Ron Harper ain't shit for his comment.
Pretty much. That's what I'm trying. Ain't shit. That's some personal shit back there. But you can't sit there and say that Ron Harper ain't shit. But I can sit there and say that Bronny ain't shit. He don't belong there. I waited 2 years. I waited 2 years. 2 full years. And he is ass.
So wait a minute. So you only give this kid 2 years to develop?
Are you serious?
You want to tell me he's not better this year than last year?
Are you serious?
I'm asking
Did you see what we really? It's so bad that people are starting to forget.
Oh my gosh.
That motherfucker is still shooting air balls in the NBA. Are you serious? Who in their lifetime? Tell me who in their lifetime is going to get that opportunity to play both ways? And get burned. You getting burned for the Lakers. For the Lakers. Do you know the culture behind the Lakers? Put the motherfucker on the Sacramento. That nobody pays attention to that.
Sacramento
shit.
Queens.
Nobody pays attention to that shit. He can go over there and start. Fuck it. Nobody cares. But with the Lakers, the legendary, oh my God, with the legendary team, and then he get on there and sit there and say, well, it's just a dream to have my son come in and play with me. Congratulations. Congratulations. He still stinks.
Yo, you sound like a hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. You just hate real. Michael Jordan's son is not playing basketball.
They bums.
They're not playing basketball. They're not on anybody's team. They're not sitting there trying to play on somebody's team.
They were trying.
Jordan, look, they didn't make it. He didn't force it down our throat. You know, Bronny is ass. That's it. That's it. Oh, okay. And Michael Jordan's son is where? Gone. And he needs to be gone too. It's just what it is.
Give him another year, man. Give him another year.
Now you want another year.
He's the best. We just spoke up.
He's ass.
Look.
He's ass too.
This is what I would say. I feel like he shouldn't have came out of college. He should have stayed in college.
I agree.
College,
right? I agree.
But what happens is they took advantage of whatever was going on with LeBron and him having that control over the Lakers, so they took advantage of it. It's like, why stay in college when I could play in the pros right now and sit on the bench and develop? Because that's what's going on. He was playing in the
he ain't lying. Look, Bryant, he's not lying because LeBron politically has lost his front office power in year 2 of Bronny's career, than having all the eggs in the cards in his deck last year when Bronny got drafted, because Rob Pelinka did him a favor.
Yeah,
it's just politics. It's just what it is. Rob Pelinka did him a favor.
Watch this.
Those favors don't exist no more.
Watch this, Monty.
Honestly, he did him a favor. The Lakers was trash before he got there. Once Kobe retired, it was over.
They took him at 55. They could have signed. They could have got Bronny undrafted. That's what bothers me.
I'm going to give you one.
Damn.
I'm going to give you one.
Good point.
I'm giving you one. Watch this. Watch this. Hold on, cuz. Watch this. Watch this.
I'm watching.
Is Bronny? It was in college. Right now, would you put Bronny on the University of Michigan's team? Would you take Bronny and put him on UConn's team, or play with any of them teams in 64 today?
Shit. That's a good one.
All 64 of those teams, the players on there are better than Bronny today. Tell me. Would you take Bronny today and put him on the 64 teams? I'm waiting.
No.
Thank you. So what are we talking about here?
But you can say
what are we talking about?
But you can say that about a bunch of the guys that's on the bench.
Brian, you gotta understand. You gotta understand. Bronny had a health scare at USC.
So did 15 other players that played in the NBA and still dominated.
No. So, this guy had a heart issue that he could have died from.
I gave him a break.
So
I gave it to him.
Just to be fair, Gilbert Arenas' son had a health issue situation too. He came back balling too, right?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just
that's a heart. Listen, America. I am not taking up for Bronny. I'm calling it how I'm just calling for what it is.
I like Bronny. I'm just speaking, right? In addition to that,
do you like him really?
I do like him, but I'm just speaking facts here.
You don't. Stop lying. Stop lying. You don't like no Bronny James. Hell no. I heard one person tell me they like Bronny James. You gonna be the first? You gonna be the first?
Shaq
don't like Bronny James.
Shaq tried to do the same thing for his son who had a heart situation. It ain't work out. He ain't had a pull.
No. That's totally different. How? Because Shaq's son, he got open heart surgery. That's the difference. You don't come back from that in terms of playing at a high level.
What I'm saying is, he attempted. He shouldn't even got tryouts.
I agree, but the politics at me.
But that's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying, if you gonna call out,
I think Bronny could play. I do believe Bronny could play in college basketball, be the state another year. I believe that. I don't know how good he would have played, but I think if he'd have came back to USC, even though they sucked this year, he could play for Creighton. He could play for Butler. He could play for Clemson. He could play for.
I'm not sitting here saying
he could play for NC State.
I'm not sitting here saying that Bronny is going to be an all-star. I'm not saying that.
He could play for LSU. Come on.
I do think the kid, he moves his feet really well. I think he played pretty deep.
You don't like Bronny. Stop sitting up here lying.
I'm just saying, man. He got some type of potential going on, and he got good genes, yo.
So
you know the problem?
When you look,
his brother is gonna be better than him, though.
Look, I got some good jeans too. I just bought them, and they cost me about $50. So that's some good jeans too, and they gonna last for about 20 years. Perfect pair of jeans. It's just what it is. You answered the question already. He cannot play for the 64 right now.
He can. He absolutely can. I can. He can.
Can't.
He can.
can't.
He
You said
can.
he can?
Look, Brian, you better be careful. Brian may come up to you, say something to you in your face. You better be
Bring
careful.
him. Bring him.
You going to
Careful.
Stephen A. your ass.
Bring him. Bring him. Bring him. Tell him. Bring him. Bring him. Because I tell him, your son cannot play with the stuff. And most of them, half of them were freshmen.
Yo, you see what happened to Stephen A., right?
All right.
When he
Let's
ran up on Stephen A.
bring it in. Let's bring it in because pandemonium has picked up here. And I just don't think I've ever heard. I don't think I've ever heard somebody say they like Bronny James and his game. I don't think I ever heard that since he's been in the NBA. And that's not a bad thing. And I don't know if it's a good thing either.
I am seeing I'm not seeing
He played
him as the
for
player.
the G League, yes. He played for.
I am not seeing him as the player he is now. I am seeing the potential that he can grow into.
So
that's how my mind is built to.
So hang on. Let's play devil's advocate, and it's the last point before we sign off. All right, LeBron retires.
He gone.
Bronny's tenure. Wait, I'm not done. Bronny's tenure in LA is coming to a close.
Yeah.
What NBA team is going to sign Bronny to their NBA roster to compete for a championship?
Golden State Warriors. Golden State.
Draymond will be going too. But you know what? He's gonna land somewhere because those clutch boys, they do a good job at clutch getting players to teams. I don't know how Rich Paul does it, but he's gonna be fine politically.
This kid's gonna be a role player. He's gonna play somewhere. He's gonna come off the bench somewhere. Listen, I'm not saying this guy's gonna be a goddamn superstar.
So what is Bronny's ceiling in the league?
Right where he's at right now.
Answer.
Say it again,
Right where he currently is.
That ends tonight's episode, America.
That was it.
That is it. Unfortunately. We don't need a flaw for loss. We don't need a rewind of the week. We're gonna cancel that tonight. That right there signs us up right there. So, Coach Burris, for the people out there watching as well as the people out there supporting, where can they find you on social media? Where can they support you? And what's one message you would like to leave to the world for the year 2026?
You can find me at Henry Burris 1 on Instagram and Henry Burris on Twitter and also on LinkedIn. And always remember this, everybody, that we were born with two hands, one for hard work, but the other to give back. Never forget that.
Pay it forward, folks. Nas, same for you. People out there that's watching as well as the people that will watch and that support this thing. Where can they find you on social media? And what's one message you would like to leave to the world and maybe Bronny for the year 2026?
Hey, so you can find us at Roger Stars Kids NJ on Instagram, Jay's House NJ at on Instagram as well. But listen, the last thing I need to say is we have a mental health awareness walk May 17th in Brentwood Park in Newark. Registration starts at 10, or you can register online. Walk is going to start at 11. We got all type of activities, music, free food, free beverages, no alcohol. Coach Garvin. Face painting.
My name in it.
I'm just saying, man. So it's a big thing. It's sponsored by a bunch of the council members in the city. All of them going to attend. But Jay's House, my homeless shelter, has partnered with the Newark Fire Union to put this on. This is the 4th year, so and it's free for everybody. Come out.
Yes, Bryant. Any last words before we sign off episode 61?
Man, episode 61 is a great. I'm glad that you guys came out, had fun today. Make sure everybody like, share, and subscribe, man. Let's grow this thing up. We're trying to get to 1 million. I'm shooting for the ceiling. You know what I mean? The NCAA can do it. So can we. Let's shoot for 1 million subscribers, man. Let's get this thing off on the road. Let's shoot for it. Well, we got it. We got it here. We're going to push it even more, man. Let's get this thing going.
I don't know, man. The way
That's
you've been
the goal.
talking about Bronny, they may not allow us to make it the way you.
Hey, Monty.
Hey, it's gonna come.
Yo, one more thing, yo. One more thing.
Sure.
Hey, Coach
Sure.
Garvin, listen, man, I know I tell you this all the time. I appreciate you. I'm not the man who I am today if you don't get on my ass and do everything you did for me. So thank you. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Pay it forward.
You're welcome.
Pay it forward. If you haven't,
Beautiful.
like, subscribe to our YouTube channel at @3rewind_GSC3, as well as follow us on all of our social media platforms at @3rewind_GSC3. Tonight has been a great episode, and I'm thankful for our guests to come join us. And public service announcement: Bryant 10-day contract has been extended to next week. So see you next week for another edition of Bryant's Unfiltered before the month of May arises. Thank you to my guests, Henry Burris, Naazir Jackson, to my producer, the captain, the co-captain, Chris in 1990 Studios, for the work they do week in and week out, what he does to help this thing grow. To our guy, Pat, who does amazing with the lower thirds of graphics. Pour into people, pour into you. You know that's my motto for 2026. That's the motto I'm living by for this year. And no, I do not have any advice for Bronny. Just continue to get better. Stay in the gym. Work on your game. To Coach Burris, you're on the way in the broadcasting career. Kick ass and take some names. Nas, you should already know what the rising stars of the cat. I look forward to contributing in whatever form or fashion. And Bryant, please make sure next week you apologize to LeBron because he's got something to say when he sees you. So episode 6, and as I always say before each and every episode, woo! Same place, same time. You guess. Good luck to the 32 teams in the NFL draft tomorrow night. Go Pats. See you next week.
Hey, go Lions.
Let's go!
I was checking out the scouting report, and I don't see nothing but bums. You and your whole entire world know that I am the one. You and your squad ain't got nothing for me.
Hey.
Your organization is looking stressed,
What?
and now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, we live with your boy Coach G. Yeah, we live with your boy Monty.
You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed, and now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm